Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Funko Pop Sex Bob-omb 3-pack from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but was also made available as an F.Y.E. exclusive. Well, Kim definitely needs some help standing. Luckily, she comes with a figure stand, but it looks like Scott and Steven don't need help. I'll just pop this little figure stand onto her shoes. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's based on my favorite comic book of all time, so you can imagine that I'm pretty excited that this 3-pack exists, and yeah, I am excited. Let's start off by talking about Scott. This is a great figure as far as the design goes. This is what should have been the regular figure. This is obviously an exclusive figure, but the design is what I think of when I think of Scott. The regular series Scott is such a random figure they made. It's him from that party scene where he first meets Ramona, but he has an iconic look. Ringer tees, the little wrist cuffs. This is what I think of. This is what the figure should have been all along. Why it's an exclusive, I don't know, aside from the fact that it matches the Sex Bob-omb scheme. But this is what fans, I think, want, and I think it looks great. The jeans look good. I like the little lines on his shoes. Like, they captured his outfit perfectly in pop form, especially his little wristy things with the stripes on them. And then his shirt, as far as the color scheme and the ringer, looks good. One thing that's irritating, though, is it does not have the Smashing Pumpkins logo on it. You know, it very iconically had the SP on there. I'm presuming Funko couldn't get the rights to use Smashing Pumpkins on this, but it is lacking when you look at it. But the sculpt on the bass guitar is really cool. I like the pose he's in. There is a lot to like about this figure. The paint is a little blotchy there with the white, nothing drastic. The silver paint for the strings looks good. One thing that's really irritating me, though, is the green paint from the ring at his neck bleeds blatantly onto his neck. Also, the paint for his sleeve over the skin paint does not reach all the way, so you can see the skin paint at the armpit bleeding through the shirt. Nitpicks like that aside, though, the rest of the figure is solid. The pose he's in is good, and his head is good. The sculpt of his hair, as I knock the figure over, the sculpt of his hair, I like the waves of it. Looks good. I like how it goes over the ears. It's very well designed. It represents his hairstyle. His eyeball paint looks good. His eyebrow paint is good. I really dig seeing him standing there with the bass in his hand. It looks awesome. Also looking awesome is Steven Stills, where, again, Funko has done a great job with the sculpt and the pose and the costume translation and all that stuff. One of the things I really dig about this is his guitar. I think Funko did a great job of doing a kind of stylized Funko effect of the paint to make it look kind of worn out and busted. The only complaint I really have about this figure, the main complaint, is just the bent guitar. You can see the neck there is really bent, but the pose he's in is great, with his hand, about to play the strings. The buttons on his shirt look good. The sculpt of his shirt, the sculpt of the pockets, and that whole style looks really, really good. So good job to Funko for that. The wrinkling on the pants looks good, natural. The basic black paint on the shoes, but the style of the shoes is good. I really dig the body and the head. They did a great job with the hairstyle. The paint follows the hairline pretty good. Eyeballs and eyebrow paint looks good. The general paint job on the head looks good. The only thing to be on the lookout for is his little scruff and mustache, and how the line kind of bleeds over a bit. It's a little slapdash painted. It's a little dirty right there, but that's not that bad. There is a little tiny nick of right there. You can see the mustache paint got smeared, but other than that, I really like how this figure turned out. And I really like how Kim Pine turned out. Now, Scott and Steven come with their respective instruments. She does not, but she does come with the drumsticks to still indicate that she is a drummer, and you do get that sense of her being in the band with the drumsticks. I think the paint on her sleeves looks really good. The lines going down the sleeves. The black and green paint separation is good. The separation between the brown and gray between her leggings and shoes is good. The sculpt on her shoes is good. The sculpt on the skirt is good. All in all, I really dig that, but I love the pose she's in. It's one of my favorite things about this is just the arms crossed conveys so much attitude and character, because in the film she rolls her eyes a lot, crosses her arms a lot, looks and observes and deals with a lot of stupid guy BS, and I think that's great that they sculpted her with her arms crossed. I also think they did a great job capturing her hair. It's a really good sculpt, and it really does read like the hairstyle. I love the bangs. I think the bangs are really well done, and the skin paint meeting the vinyl hair color, it's really, really clean paint job. So I dig that. I think the freckles look really good. Her angry eyebrows look good. Her eyelashes are well painted. This turned out really, really solid. As a fan of Scott Pilgrim and as a fan of Sex Bob-omb, I love just seeing these pops lined up here on the tabletop. I think they look great. Now, when I was hunting for this in stores, I saw a few that had really bad paint jobs. So if you're hunting for these in stores, if you're lucky enough to see these at F.Y.E, be on the lookout for the ringer paint around his neck, the sleeve paint, and just general dirt paint on the faces. I saw a bunch that had just random stray paint, like Kim's face had dotted paints all over it, and Steven and all that. But despite me warning you about that, despite me complaining about the ringer tee and stuff, none of those little complaints really matter. You know why? Because we live in this glorious world where we have Sex Bob-omb Funko Pops, and isn't that great? I think these look awesome. I freaking love this, and that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that crap.